You mentioned Nordstrom's as one place where you had to balance those two interests. Dave and Buster's another one. Where's the next big clash between the push for development and the interest of residents?
What's the next one? I can't say that. I can't say as I think of it right now. The plaza's pretty well built out. As you noted, Dave and Buster's now taken over Circuit City. We had a discussion at Five Corners off the road from me where TD Bank came in, and the developer wanted to add an additional 3,000 square foot building adjacent to TD Bank.
This is where Jimbo's was?
Jimbo's was, exactly. And the planning board rejected that through a public hearing process. Neighbors came out and thought that the site was being overbuilt. And the planning board, to their credit, listened. I would say the piece of property that I think is important and that we need to keep an eye on is I'm going to call it the Burlington Coat Factory site. That property, we've had some discussion about a Stop and Shop there, but that property needs to be redeveloped, and I think we'll have to keep our eye on that. So that is one piece of property which is on the Greater Street Corridor. We just had Newbury Comics leave at 400 Franklin Street and go down to the South Shore Plaza. So that piece, which is right next door to the new Panera Bread, that building we'll have to keep an eye on.
How about linens and things?
The linens things has become
Bye-bye baby.
Yeah, bye-bye baby, yeah. Become a new bye-bye baby.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wine Nation was.
I was going to say, you went from Wine Nation to Bye Bye Baby.
Yeah, Bye-bye Baby's there. And doing well from what
Yeah.
I hear. They've been open now for about 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks. So that site is, you know, we had the Braintree Office Park, the Flatley Company, just moved in ING from, I think, from Quincy, actually, to some of the newer office building. I think, just to respond to your question, which is a fair one, I think Burlington Coat Factory, I think keeping an eye on what's happening at 400 Franklin. You know, we're interested in redeveloping both of our squares. We've got a good merchant mix there, but locating restaurants would be nice. In South Braintree Square, we have Cintra's, we have Campanelli's around the corner. Mulligan's is a place where you can, you know, watch a sporting event. Mulligan's, you know, I'm hearing, I haven't seen anything official, but it may transform itself into something else, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But I think if we can attract, Cintra's is a tremendous restaurant and been a real benefit to downtown, the downtown area of Braintree. The other square, we have a new spa opening up. There's a lot of nail places and beautification places, whatever the term would be.
Can never have enough nail
I guess
salons.
not.
As we in Quincy well know.
Yeah, I guess not.
When you mentioned Centers, it made me think of an issue that you've dealt with several times over the past few years, and that's the liquor license issue.
Yeah.
That are being sucked up left and right at South Shore Plaza.
Yeah.
What's your latest on trying to solve that?
Well, we have a licensing board. 4 of them are statutory appointments. All of them are statutory appointments. 4 of them report to me, being the police chief, the fire chief, the building inspector, as well as the director of building and health. And then, you know, they're solid, talented department heads, and I think they make good judgments in the best interest of the town. I know particularly Paul Frazier, and we've talked about this, our police chief. I think there are 8 licenses now down at the South Shore Plaza. He's concerned about too many licenses being distributed at the plaza. I think the plaza itself is trying to position itself with the addition of Nordstrom's, and I've had a chance to chat with you know, people associated with Simon and the local people as well. You know, it's more than just shopping. You know, with Legal Seafood, with Cheesecake Factory, with the new Japanese steakhouse, with Dave & Buster's coming online, you know, that area of town and the regional location that it offers right off of the highway is becoming more of an entertainment area. So there are many other activities that you can do. California Pizza Kitchen is there now. So there, you know, I understand the concept. It's, you know, you want to bring someone in, you want them to spend the day there. You know, mom and the teenage daughter are going to go shopping at Forever 21. you know, Dad may shoot over with the younger boy to, you know, either cheesecake or, you know, when Dave and Buster's comes online, go over there. You know, you get a family from Connecticut when the new Hyatt comes in, you know, which will challenge the Marriott here. That's a great addition. The new Hyatt's going to be a quality project. You know, it's reducing the number of rooms by about a third, but it's going to be a higher end type of restaurant, hotel that was there previously with the Sheraton. The Sheraton had become a little tired. But I can visualize a family from Connecticut coming up 95, or, you know, coming down the pike, if you will, and you know, staying in Braintree, staying at the Hyatt, and going to a wedding in Boston on a Saturday night, and before they go back home, you know, Mom and the daughter are going to go over to, you know, the Plaza, and the dad and the son are going to go, you know, sit at Dave and Buster's, and Dad's going to watch the ball game while the son plays a couple of games, proper supervision, and you know, they're going to get back in their car and they're going to go home. So, you know, the Plaza benefits Braintree, you know, as a community, from a revenue stream, from a job standpoint. I don't know many families from Braintree who didn't have a family member, myself included, who didn't work at the Social Plaza at some point in their life, you know. So it provides a lot of jobs. It's a stimulus in terms of the economy, and it attracts, you know, regional people and others who would identify Braintree with the Social Plaza. So it's become more of an entertainment. You know, it's a quality retail, you know, location, mall. Those of us who live in Braintree call it the Plaza, but so it's a quality retail location. So others call it the Social Mall, but it's also, you know, it's offering different menus and for different appetites. You know, the other day, I can tell you, Saturday, the Plaza was packed on Saturday. It was like it was Christmas.
And as it shifts from something that was almost wholly focused on retail and shopping to something that's more of an entertainment destination,
Yeah.
What sort of pitfalls do you have to watch out for?
Well, I think, you know, we've instituted now, you know, additional police, you know, public safety, I should say, police awareness. You know, we have now in place, you know, a location right off of the food court where we have a holding area if needed. You know, we're aware of the fact that as you attract, I mean, the Plaza on a daily basis, or I should say, yeah, on a daily basis, on average, daily basis, 30,000 people a day, on average, through the course of a year. Braintree's population is 36,000. So you're getting, you know, 30,000 people, you're getting another Braintree every day at the South Shore Plaza in terms of its number, in terms of the population. So you need to be aware of that. I think our police department, under the direction of Chief Frazier, has done a good job. We have now currently in place an assigned, what's the term I'm looking for? You have someone there, that's not a detail, but we have assigned, scheduled 2 officers Monday through Saturday from 2 to 10. Excuse me, Monday through Friday from 2 to 10. And we have additional detail on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Does that change with Dave & Buster's around?
We'll add a couple more, but that Dave & Buster's is a separate building from the South Shore Plaza. And so we're aware of when you have a lot of people who come to a location, there are going to be issues and some challenges that you have to monitor. I think the Plaza is a high-end quality place in which to shop, in which to dine, in which to spend some time in a leisurely way. And I think most people see it that way as well, because from what I understand, it's doing very well business-wise.
Can I ask, in terms of generating additional revenue, economic development, when you put it all together, I'd forgotten about the variety of retail clusters that the town has. And you do have, you know, you have downtown, you have the Landing, you have here, you have there, you have Granite. That would seem a slightly iffy proposition if, for example, the economy turns again and restaurants go down and people aren't shopping again in the Plaza and the Kmart and everything else starts to contract or close. What other types of businesses or economic stimulators are you looking at for
Right,
this
I mentioned
town?
I mentioned a little bit earlier. First of all, we're open for business. We've got a good planning department. Christine Stickney joined us in January of '09. She had worked in previous communities and actually previously had worked in Braintree. And I have great faith in her ability. She's the planning economic development director. We have a planning board that has taken an approach for the long term. You know, I think is sensitive to neighborhood concerns, but also has a mindset that looks towards, you know, how do you generate activity that's positive for the town. And you know, it's an appointed planning board, but again, it's a board that I think is very thoughtful. Some couple of new people to town government that we asked to serve, and I think they've done a good job. I mentioned earlier, ING has gone into Braintree Hill Office Park. You know, beyond the retail, I think, you know, we have some nice office parks. I talked with Mr. Grossman when he purchased the Borders building, told him that anything we could do, you know, we wanted to be supportive. I know he has a couple of, you know, temporary clients, including I think it's a costume place there.
High Party.
Yeah, High Party, that's right. So, you know, I've reached out to the business community on a regular basis. We have, you know, had discussions about some economic redevelopment, either with the Carter Rice Building, with the Messina organization, some other properties in town that Messina owns, including where the registry is currently located. So we're indicated that, you know, we're open to have a discussion about, you know, what's best for Braintree. The economy, the private sector, I think, you know, is looking at their own balance sheet, and there's some risk aversion that's going on right now. But I think from a standpoint of where I sit, anything we can do to try to encourage and stimulate the private sector is important. We have the number of industrial parks along the Granite Street corridor that run from Five Corners up until the Randolph line, Campanelli Park, and a number of other parks in there. Coca-Cola moved out on us because they went to Needham, or they actually consolidated their operations in Needham. They were already there. But we already think we have a user for that property. So Christine deserves a lot of credit for reaching out and trying to encourage people to come. We've had 2 business symposiums since I've been mayor to try to encourage work with the South Shore Chamber of Commerce. Peter Foreman and I chat regularly, and I think it's important to let people know that we're open for business. TD Bank, I know, which is taking the Jimbo site, was very interested. They had a location down at Braintree Office Park, but they really wanted to get a centerpiece going, and they were able to make that arrangement at Five Corners. We just had Dunkin' Donuts University. You may laugh about this, but it's right off of Five Corners. It's Dunkin' Donuts brands. It's Dunkin' Donuts. It's to-go sandwiches, which I don't think is done too well here, but it's strong on the West Coast, and it's Baskin Robbins. They just did a $3 million renovation of their building right off of Five Corners. John Chesto covered that for you.
Yeah.
And what was interesting to me with that is they've got 3 locations in the United States: Burbank, California, Orlando, Florida, and Braintree, Massachusetts. And you know, we may not be Mickey Mouse and we may not be Johnny Carson in Burbank, California, but we've got our own identity in terms of a great strategic location. And we worked with them to make sure that they could redevelop that property. They had a deadline to try to get it done by the end of the summer. And we met that deadline. We did have the event in September, I believe it was. So it was just right after the deadline. People from all over go to that location. So again, you know, properly so, we're open for business. We're not going to roll over for anybody. You know, we're going to make sure that the long-term benefit of the community is part of that discussion. But I do think that from the standpoint of office redevelopment, retail redevelopment, and also, I know the manufacturing business is down, but
Healthcare, we have
businesses,
Haemonetics is one of the largest employers in Braintree.
blood company.
Their worldwide headquarters is on Wood Road, and the mayor got Wood Road accepted as a public way, which, you know, made them comfortable in investing and staying in Braintree for a while. Health South on Pond Street also is one of the top 10 employees in the town. So we're much more diverse than retail as far as our business base.
Wood Road is an economic corridor for us, and I think if you talk to Haemonetics, we met with them on a number of occasions. They were they were looking to put a sign on the highway on Route 128. They really wanted to stamp their identity, and we worked with them to be able to have a signature sign in place. You know, they, I believe, does the sign say the blood company?
Yeah.
It does say the blood company now, yeah. So I think if you reached out to Hamanetics, if you reached out to the Flatley Company, you know, if you reached out to some of the people in Braintree, I think you'd see that they at least have an administration that's going to listen to them and try to work with them. But again, he's going to make sure that whatever is proposed, number one, has a thorough vetting, and number two, is in the long-term best interest of our community.